अजून कोण आले तुमच्याकडे?
माझे बहिणीचे यजमान आहे विलास वैद्य. मी भेटू, मी त्यांना बोलू काय
नाही, आपण नंतर बोलू.
हॅलो हॅलो.
माझे म्हणजे मामे भाऊ आहे.
नमो नमः. नमः सभाभ्य सभापतिभ्यश्च नमो नमः. हरिः ओम. भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवा, भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः, स्थिरैरङ्घैस्तुष्ट्यवागुंस्यस्तनूभिर्व्यसेमहि देवैतं जदायुः. द्योः शान्तिरन्तरिक्षं शान्तिः, पृथिवी शान्तिरापः शान्तिरोषधयः, शान्तिः वनस्पतयः, शान्तिर्विश्वे देवाः, शान्तिः ब्रह्मशान्तिः, सर्वगं शान्तिः, शान्तिरेव शान्तिः, सामा शान्तिरेति जतो जतः समीहसे ततो न अभयं कुरु शन्नः, कुरु प्रजाभ्यो भयन्नः. विश्वानि देव सवितुर्दुरितानि परासुव, जद्भद्रं तन्न आसुव. ओम शांति शांति सुशांतिर्भवतु. Good afternoon everyone. On the occasion of the release ceremony of the Guru Charitamritam Mahakavya, I welcome you all, family member of late Shri A.G. Deshpande and the speaker Professor Gauri Mahulikar, who will release the book and deliver a lecture on the role of Guru in the acquisition of Para and Apara Vidyas. Now, our Executive Secretary Shri Jagdish Lakhani ji, who is unable to attend today's event due to a prior commitment to an urgent and important task. However, this event is very close to his heart and he has shared his message and best wishes, which I would like to read out it. Namaste. First and foremost, my apologies to all present at the Bhavan today on the joyous occasion, as I am unable to join you all this afternoon due to a prior commitment. It gives me immense pleasure that the book Shri Guru Charitamritam, authored by the gifted poet late Shri A.G. Deshpande ji and published by the Bhavan, is being released today. Sanskrit is not just a language, it is the soul of Indian civilization. It is the language in which our Vedas, Upanishad, epic, scientific, treatise and philosophical thoughts and moral values have been preserved for thousands of years. Shri Guru Charita of Saraswati Gangadhar is one of the most revered texts of followers of the Dattatreya Sampradaya, composed in old Marathi in the Ovi meter. The poem elaborately described the descent of Lord Dattatreya and the illustrious life of his two human incarnations, Shripad Shri Vallabha and Shri Narsimha Saraswati. The present work, Shri Guru Charitamritam, is an adaptation of the Shri Guru Charita of Saraswati Gangadhar, present in the form of a classical Sanskrit poetry. The devotional work is presented here in an aesthetic manner, embellished with poetic figure and a variegated metrical scheme. Late Shri A.G. Deshpande ji has made significant contributions to Sanskrit literature through his numerous compositions in various genres and deserves the pride of place among the Sanskrit poets of the 21st century who have kept the millennium-old tradition of Sanskrit poetry vibrant. Over the last 8 decades, the Bhavan, in tune with its object of promotion of Bharatiya Samskriti, has brought to light rare Sanskrit work, but both old and few, by getting them published. The present book, Shri Guru Charitamritam, is another valuable addition to this distinguished collection. I acknowledge with gratitude the efforts of Dr. Girish Jani, Director of our PG and Research Department, for editing the book. I also thank our Publication Department, particularly Shri Shankaran Kuttiji, former Director, and Shri Vimal Kumarji, Joint Director, for their effort. I thank the Chief Guest, Professor Gauri Mahulikar, a renowned Sanskrit scholar and teacher of international eminence, for gracing this happy occasion. I also thank the Deshpande family, particularly Shri Paresh Deshpande, son of the author and the sponsor of the book, for gracing this event. And to all of your present here, I express my gratitude for having taken precious time from your busy schedule to be here. Thanking you all, and with best regards, Jagdish Lakhani, Executive Secretary, Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan. Now I request Dr. Sriram Iyer, Deputy Director, Bhavan's PG and Research Department, for introduce the dignitaries and speaker. Please, sir.
वातात्मजं गुरुमहं मनसा स्मरामि वृतोत्तरणात्मजत्वेन ह्यात्मानं दत्तवान् स्वयं यस्तम् आदिगुरुं वन्दे हरिं देवत्रयात्मकम्. Namaste to all. It gives me immense pleasure to be a part of this sacred ceremony, more so to get an opportunity to introduce great dignitaries who are present amidst us. As the chief guest for the function, we have Professor Gauri Mahudikar, a Sanskrit teacher and a scholar of international repute, who is presently the academic director of the Chinmaya International Foundation, Vizianadu, Kerala. She has a vast expertise across diverse areas of Sanskrit studies, such as Vedas, Nirukta, Vedanta, Puranas, and the Indian knowledge systems. She is equally noted for her extraordinary administrative and organizational skills. It was during her stint as the HOD, the head of the Department of Sanskrit at Mumbai University, that the department scaled greater heights. She was also instrumental in shaping the academic path of the Chinmaya Vishwavidyapith, Vizianadu, in its nascent stage as the acting VC and the Dean of Faculties. As the academic director of SIF, she has designed and conducted several online courses on a number of less explored areas of Sanskrit studies, and thereby satiated her passion for teaching amidst all these compelling administrative responsibilities. She has been the guiding force behind several research projects, publications, and international conferences organized by the SIF. Dr. Mahudikar has several awards to her credit. Notably, she is a recipient of the honorary D.Litt conferred upon her by the Karnataka Sanskrit University, which she received at the hands of Shri Thawarchand Gehlot, the Governor of Karnataka. We welcome you, Madam, and we are very honored to have you amidst us. I request Ms. Jaina Shah, Joint Director, Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, to welcome Dr. Mahudikar and felicitate her. Thank you. On the dais, we also have Shri Paresh Deshpande ji, the son of the great poet Shri Anant Gopal Deshpande ji, and also the sponsor for the project. He is here representing the Deshpande family, comprising of his siblings, Dr. Mukund Deshpande and Srimati Vandana Deshpande. In our tradition, it is said that Punnamno Narakad Yasmat Pitaram Trayate Sutah Tasmat Putra Iti Proktah Pitrun Yah Pati Sarvatah. That is, a child is called as a Putra because he delivers the father from downfall in his afterlife. in case of the Deshpande siblings, they must be called as Putratara, for they have gone a step ahead, and ensured that the father attains immortality by getting this great work published. In this gathering, I would also like to acknowledge the presence of Shri Vidas Vaidyaji, the husband of Srimati Vandana Vaidya, Shri Shaunakraj Deshpande, son of Dr. Mukund Deshpande, Srimati Nandini Deshpande and Shrikant Deshpande. Srimati Nandini is a cousin of Pareshji. And we also have from the family Srimati Swati Pandit and Shri Hemant Pandit from Pune.
We also have Shrish Kate.
Shirish Kateji is also amidst us. I now request Dr. Hitesh Trivedi to felicitate Paresh Deshpande ji on behalf of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan. On this occasion, it is also necessary that we acknowledge the contributions of Dr. Girish Bijani, the editor of this book, the director of PG and Research Department of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan. About him, a brief introduction would suffice to say that a disciple of Professor S.A. Upadhyay and his successor as the director, an alumnus of the Bhavan. His in-depth knowledge of various areas of Sanskrit studies such as grammar, semantics, prosody, erotics, and the gamut of scriptures make him the center of all Sanskrit and intellogical activities of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan. So, although it would not be appropriate for Bhavans to speak of the director of Bhavans, it behoves me to speak on behalf of all the Rasikas of Sanskrit poetry that it is because of an editor like Dr. Jani that a work like Shri Guru Charitamrita has seen the light of the day. So for that, we express our gratitude to you, sir. I would also like to acknowledge the contribution of Shri Vamu Kumarji, the Joint Director of Publications of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan. And this book that is being released here happens to be the first major work of Bhavan's after he has taken the charge. So congratulations to you, Vimasji. Without taking much of your time, I would just speak briefly about the work and then we may go ahead with the much anticipated oration of Dr. Mahodikar. Biographical literature or Charita Kavyas is a very, very popular theme in Sanskrit literature. The Ramayana, which is acknowledged as the first Adi Kavyam or the first literary work in Sanskrit, is also a description of the illustrious life of Sri Rama. The Guru Charitra, as Lakhanji had mentioned in his note, is a very, very popular scripture which is read with great devotion across the regions of Maharashtra, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. The work is composed in Old Marathi, and as it is known, Sanskrit has been the language for the preservation and perpetuation of any body of knowledge, and no scriptures were exception to it. An attempt in this direction was earlier made by His Holiness Param Pujya Vasudevananda Saraswati Ji or Tempe Swami, who had two works on the same theme, that is adaptation of the Shri Guru Charitra. However, the work is Puranic in nature, and the present work that we are seeing here is an adaptation of the Sri Guru Charita in the form of a Mahakavya. Mahakavya in Sanskrit literature is a specific class of literature which is regarded as the most prestigious style of poetry, where the poet was given maximum license to explore his creativity and his polymathy. And Sri Anand Gopal Deshpande ji has given us a glimpse of the divine intuition that he had received and his extraordinary poetic skills in this work. The work satisfies all the rules or all the eligibility criteria mentioned by our rhetoricians of a Mahakavya. The principal rasa here is bhakti, which is of course later recognized rasa, or it may be considered as shanta rasa. The Nayaka here is Lord Dattatreya, the first Nayaka, then Sri Padavallava, and then Narasimha Saraswati. It has a good number of 49 sargas, which is very much similar to the original work. The poet has made use of a number of metrical forms such as Anushtup, Upajati, Vasanta Tilaka, Shikharini, Sragdhara, Praharshini, Druta Vidambita, Vaitadiya, and Bhujanga Prayata, to name a few. And there are instances where the poet has made very, very effortless use of the Mudra Alankara, where verses bear the names of the meter in such a way that they are contextual. The poet has also stayed very, very faithful to the original work, and there are some Marathi words, words of Deshi origin, which are retained as it is. The work, which I had the fortune of reading before its release, I can vouch for it being a delight to all Rasikas of Sanskrit literature, and it is our good fortune that Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan has identified this work, and Dr. Jani has edited this, which will be open to the scholars now. I now request Dr. Mahudikar to go ahead with the opening of the book, and followed by it, she would deliver her oration. Thank you, ma'am. You may...
No, I will.
Okay.
I prefer that.
Sure.
Hari Om, Namo Namaha. Ya Devi Sitapankaja Sanavara Seenakshamalakara Veena Jhankriti Nashta Sarva Jadata Smera Prafullanana या वाक्यार्थ पद प्रमाण विभव या सर्व भाषात्मिका ताम वाचामधिदेवतां भगवतीं वंदे सदा भारतीं श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शंकरं लोकशंकरम्। श्री गुरुचरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारी वरनहु रघुवर विमल जसु जो दायकु फलचारी। Guru Mahima is so great, right? And so I wanted to start with first Bhagavati, Saraswati, then Gurunam Guruhu, Jagat Guru, Adi Shankaracharya, and then in general Guru. It's my honor to address this gathering today, a very auspicious occasion. I salute the people on the dais, the son of the author, the late Anant Deshpande, Dr. Sriram Iyer, the Deputy Director, Girish Bhai, who is sitting in front of me, the Director, the Publication Department, the entire family of Deshpandes, who I see here, Vaidyas, Pandits, Kate, and the other people, and of course my dear friend Sujata and her friends. And some of them I learned today that they are my online students. I was so happy. So to all of you, salutations first. And I thought, first I'll start with some Sanskrit and then switch on to English. Gurucharitram nama kamadhenuh. Yadyad vayam kamayamahe. Tattat purayitum samartham yat tadrisham charitram gurosh charitram. Trigunatmakaha trimurti rupaha atreyaha dattaha asya nayakaha iti uktam Sri Ramena api Dattatreyaha Atreyaha dattaha saha asya nayakaha tasya padarajasa pavitani yani tirthasthalani tani eva asmakam sucharitani tani eva asmakam gantavyani sthanani bhavanti yatha tatra Giranaragirihi Pithapuram, Kuravapuram, Ganagapuram, Karanjapuram. Etattu prathamam Maharashtra bhashayam, Marathi bhashayam likhitam Gangadhara Saraswati Mahodayena tameva grantham urari kritya Guru Gaurava Gatha Rupena Ananta Deshpande Mahodayaha Suravanyam Prakashitavan Tadapi Mahakavya Rupena Dvachatvarimshat Sargatmakamidam Brihat Satyameva Mahat Kavyamiti Mahakavyam Mahatvat Bharavatvacha Mahabharatamiti Uchyate Etadapi Ekona Panchashatva Maya Jnatam Dvachatvarimshaditi 42 sarga hai. But this is a great, volume of a Mahakavya. Ayam Surabharatyam Anitavan Mahodayaha iti Mahan Modasya Vishayaha. Adyayam Prakashyam Nitaha Tadartham Ahamatra Ahuta Tadatram Ahamatra Upastita Asmi Mumbapuriyam Idamapi Mamaiva Saubhagyam Anyatha Kerala Prantat Atra Agatya Prakashanam Kartum Mama Samarthyam Nasti Kintu Ahamatraiva Asam Dvi-3 Dinatni Yavad Tasminneva Kalavadhau Ayam Samarohaha Sampadyate iti Mama Krite api Santoshasya Vishayaha Samskrutanuraginah imam amum grantham asya granthasya swagatam kuruvanti ityatra me nasti samshiti leshaha tatkrite prakashanartham Bangalurtaha punyapattanataha agataha sarve Ananta Gopal Deshpande Mahodayasya kutumbinaha abhinandanaraha Tatra kathyate yojakastatra durlabhaha iti. Kintu yadi tatra jaha chaha vaha raha. Yadi tatra manisha vartate. Tarhi yojane, samayojane, sanyojane, ayojane va na kapi kshatihi bhavati. Atra bharatiya vidya bhavana rupena tatra research and development athava publication department तत्रापि च गिरीश भाई जैसा जो यहाँ डायरेक्टर बैठे हैं यहाँ if they are there what is so difficult right so yojane न कापि क्षतिः अतः सर्वेभ्यः साधुवादाः दीयन्ते मया गुरुचरित्र ग्रंथस्य प्रकाशन समये गुरुं विना कः अन्यः भाषणस्य विषयः भवितुमर्हति इति कृत्वा एव रोल् आफ् गुरु इन् अक्वैरिङ्ग् अपरान् पराविद्या अमुं विषयम् उपलक्ष्य किञ्चित् मनोगतम् अत्र प्रस्तौतुम् इच्छामि. न गुरोरधिकं तत्त्वं न गुरोरधिकं तपः इति उच्यते. So this is the common, we are reciting Guruvashtakam. Normally I start the oration with Adnyanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So what is the role of Guru? Now this is not a common gathering where I am addressing the school students or the undergrads. And therefore, I don't feel it is fit that I go on etymologizing the word Guru. There are few reels also, few videos available on YouTube. So what is Guru? Gakaraha nama andhakkaraha. Tam rauti nashayati iti Guruhu. Andhakkarasya nashanam nama tadeva jnananjana shalakaya. ज्ञानरूपेण ज्ञानरूपी ज्योतिना यः अज्ञानरूपी तमः दूरीकरोति स एव गुरुः. गिरति इति गुरुः. यः गिरति, यः वदति, यः पठति पाठयति सः अपि गुरुः. So one who says something, one who speaks, one who advises. So, normally when you talk about a teacher, I had learnt it when I was young. Once upon a time I was also young. So now also I am young, okay? Only I have dyed my hair. Yeah. Yeah. Professor Upadhyay was my teacher. He knew me as Shobha Gothe, and now I am Gauri Mahulikar. So one who teaches is a teacher, right? One who teaches is a teacher, one who bakes is a baker, like that. One who cooks is a cooker, no. One who teaches is a teacher. One who educates is a good teacher. But one who inspires is the best teacher, right? So in teachers also we have categories. In Sanskrit when we talk about Guru, it is not Guru all the time. It is Shikshakaha, Vachakaha, Bodhakaha, right? And then there is Upadhyaya. There is Upadhyaya also, Acharya also. And then finally comes the Guru. And Upadhyaya, it is stated in Manusmriti also, one who goes upa, near, to the student. Like a tuition teacher, I would call him. One who goes to the house of the students and teaches and educates is an Upadhyaya, upa, right? Upa, samipam gatva, adhyapayati, iti Upadhyaya. And Acharya, interestingly, Yaska, now somebody says, I am attending your Nirukta. Nirukta has to be a part of every oration, every lecture, okay? It may be on Sahitya, it may be on Vedanta, it may be on anything. So, Acharya, achinoti artham, iti Acharya. Achinoti, as we say, vidyam artham cha kshanashaha kanashashchaiva. We have to gather vidya and artha. Kshanashaha kanashashchaiva vidyam artham cha sadhayed. Kshane nashte kuto vidya, kane nashte kuto dhanam. So one who really gathers, collects, right? Vidya, bit by bit, is Acharya, achinoti arthan. Then there is one more, like ya pratyaya. I am not a grammarian, okay? But ya pratyaya sadhu ityarthe yaha iti prayujyate kila. Achare sadhuhu iti acharya. We see sometimes, there are many good people. All people are good only. There are many intelligent people, but their charitra is not so good. It is not imitable. Can we call such a person acharya? we should not call such a person Acharya. So I really feel Acharya has to, has to be like a role model, has to be an iconic figure, an idol for the students. Then only he is fit to be called Acharya, right? यः शिक्षयति सः शिक्षकः, यः वाचति सः वाचयति स वाचकः, यः बोधयति स बोधकः. But then Guru is something different. Now this Guru, what is the role, what is the importance? We all know, right from our childhood, we have been learning something or the other from so many Gurus. Dattatreya himself had so many Gurus, right? 24 Guru, Dattatreya ke 24 Guru. In the 11th Skandha of Bhagavatam, we have so many Gurus. So Guru Parampara, and the Guru need not be in a human form. Guru need not be elderly to you. When we are very young, our mother, our father, our grandfather, grandmother, if we are staying in a joint family, they are the first Gurus. They, handhold you and take you to some things through the stories, through the songs. They are the first Guru. Then you go to school, then the school teacher, and once the child goes to school, he won't believe his parents also. Teacher says this is wrong. Even if the mother says, no, there is maybe a slip of tongue. No, our teacher has told me this. So teacher is like, final word, the last word. So teacher is the Guru. When we go to college, thode pank aa jate hain, shinga futtat. And then we try to disbelieve the teachers. We have distrust in them. And Gita says, Shraddhavan eva labhate jnanam. We lose our Shraddha, and therefore in college education we hardly get anything. Because, our mind gets fluctuated. Our mind wavers from this to that, from that to that, And basically we have distrust. We are skeptical about the knowledge, about the quality of the teachers. What does the teacher know? They all copy from the Google, from ChatGPT, this, that, AI. AI has come now. And AI is a tool. AI is a tool invented by human being. How can it be greater than the human? Right? As Shankaracharya also says in the Bhashya, Panini, for example, in Janmadhyasya Yatah Sutra Bhashya or some Sutra Bhashya, he says, Jani ji can correct me. Akhila Shastra Samvid, and So, now if we talk about grammar has everything, right? Ashtadhyayi, the 4,000 sutras of Panini. There is nothing which is beyond the sutras, but Panini, who composed the sutras, must be more intelligent than the sutras, than the Grantha, right? And therefore human being who has invented AI, who has invented the artificial intelligence, must be superior. It is not the last word. Human being is the last word, and therefore we have to come to Guru. It is not every time Google Swami. It is not every time ChatGPT, because many a times, you get wrong information or information not verified. There is a disclaimer also many times. It is not verified. Please add on, There are such notifications also. So what I mean to say is, गुरु को पर्याय नहीं है. गुरु गोविंद दो खड़े काके लागू पाए. बलिहारी गुरु आपनो जो गोविंद दियो दिखाए. When Guru and Govinda both are there, God is also there and Guru is also there. Who should I salute first? Guru or the God? It is Guru because of Guru the God is there in front of me. So that is the Mahatva, that is the Mahati, that is the importance of Guru, right? So now, yet I say, I have some points, otherwise, I go off the track many times. I used to tell in the class, so maybe Sri Ram will remember, or if there are any more students. You continue to enjoy. But so if I go go out of the track, please bring me on the track. And therefore I got some points, only points. But then once I start speaking, I remember something.
We're all enjoying this conversation.
So, dve vidye veditavye paracha aparachaya. Mundakopanishad, everybody knows that. Dve vidye veditavye para and apara. And in apara vidya, it is like, vidyadhanam sarvadhana pradhanam. That is the apara vidya, which is sarvadhana pradhanam. And now this is my topic of interest, that is IKS. In modern days, we are talking about NEP 2020 and Indian knowledge systems or Bharatiya Jnana Parampara. That is all apara vidya. Rigvedadi granthaha api apara vidya eva. Rigvedadi grantha is also apara vidya. Though we don't understand that, that is also apara. Okay? So what is apara vidya? Na para, sa apara. Okay? That which is not the highest. Para, highest. That which is not highest is apara. On this spur of the moment, I am getting one etymology. Remembering Yaska, Arthanityam pariksheta, samskaram na adriyeta. Okay? So, apa and ra. Can we have some etymology from this? Apa is away. Like apatya you have, right? What is apatya? Prajani. Okay. Apatya, we have, the etymology as a negative, and pata. Pata, that is putra, you mentioned about, punnama narakaha, narakatrayate iti putraha. So that which does not take you to the naraka is apatya, okay? But Yaska derives it in a different way also. Apa and tya. Apa is away and tya is from tanu vistare. Tanu vistare. One who starts his own lineage going away from his father, that is also apatya. In the same line, you may allow me to derive apara as apa and ra. What is ra? This is also on the spur of the moment. I haven't written it. So ra sampradane. Ra is to give, right? Ra sampradane. Rai, etc. Now we just had that, Rai. And so that which goes away from giving is apara. It doesn't give you what you really deserve. It doesn't give you what you really wish for or want. That could be a apara. So that is my etymology.
Avidyamana gora yasmat paraiti agora. Avidyamana para yasyaha. Sahiya para. Eva manyante janaha.
Manyeran. So param na drishyate yaya sa apara. Param brahma yaya na drishyate sa apara vidya bhavitum kila. Astu. So, apara vidya is worldly knowledge. In short, everybody is not a Sanskritist here, so let us resume to English. So, it's a worldly knowledge. Whatever is essential for you to live in this life, to lead a very healthy, happy, contented, and with kama and artha fulfilled such a life, because we never despised or, underestimated artha and kama purushartha. We have chaturvidha purushartha sankalpana. So, dharma viruddho kamosmi. Kama is not neglected. Artha is also not neglected. In fact, Chanakya concentrates on artha more. And artha, he has given a different etymology of artha or different paraphrase of artha. This bhumi is artha for him, right? So, whatever we want for leading a very healthy, satisfied, and in Adhunik Jagat, ghar ho, if not Bangla. In Mumbai, 1 BHK also costs crores of rupees. So Bangla to nahi, lekin ghar ho apna, apni bibi bacche ho, और गाड़ी हो छोटी सी, Maruti Alto, ठीक है चलेगा. So all these are material things. So that which gives you all these material things, that which enables you to achieve these comforts, that knowledge is Aparavidya. And that comes through like the 4 Vedas, Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvaveda, the 6 Vedangas, Shiksha, Kalpa, Vyakarana, Nirukta, Chanda, Jyotisha, 4 Upangas, Itihasa, Purana, Dharmashastra, Nyaya and Mimamsa, and then the Upavedas, which are the really technical things which are vocational treatises in a way, like Dhanurveda. Dhanurveda of Yajurveda is an Upaveda. Dhanu is Dhanushya bow, and therefore it will mean archery, but it is not restricted only to archery. It comprises the whole gamut of weaponry as such. Weaponry, right? And therefore all the Astra Vidya is Dhanurveda, that is the Upaveda of Yajurveda. Ayurveda, Ayushaha Vedaha, Swasthasya Swasthya Rakshanam, Aturasya Rogamokshanam. These are the 2 principles. If I have everything, like in chane ahet ta daat nahi, daat ahet ta chane nahi, then how can I enjoy it? So I must be healthy, fit and fine to enjoy the luxuries. And for that, Ayuhu, that is very important. So Ayurveda is traditionally regarded as the Upaveda of Rigveda. Then for Samaveda, it is the Gandharva Veda, the Nritya, Natya, Sangeeta. We have Kala Sadan people here, right? So Nritya and all the 64 Kalas, they would be a part of this in one way or the other. That is the Gandharva Veda. And because there is not a single text which is available now as under the name of Gandharva Veda, we have Bharata Muni's Natya Shastra, right? And then Sangeeta Ratnakara maybe, and so many other things. And then for the Atharva Veda, instead of 1, there are 2 Upavedas. Because some people feel it is Artha Shastra as the Upaveda, and some people feel it is Vastu Shastra as the Upaveda. So Sthapatya Vidya, or the engineering and architecture, that is also. These are all the vocations. So this, what we say of IKS by Aparavidya, the Upavedas are really the application of the Jnana Parampara, right? Because mere Samarangana Sutradhara writes something, Mayamatam writes something, but what are the proofs, what are the evidences for that, right? And therefore, when we see the Brihadishwara temple of Tanjavur, when we see the Konark Sun temple, or Padmanabha Swami temple, or Rani Ki Vav and such things, we are really amazed at the engineering skills of our ancestors. And all these monuments have survived the onslaught of time for thousands of years, right? There have been many earthquakes and storms and this and that. The Meheroli iron pillar, it is not rusted. And the simple nails, which you bring Chuka Marala Pananto, and they get rusted within a month, right? But this whole iron pillar standing there in the sun and the light and the rain and the mist and the fog and the smog of Delhi, worst of it, that is still there without getting rusted. What type of metallurgical skills we had? Rasayana added to the metal, that is metallurgy, right? So all these sciences, what I mean to say is, these are all the vocations, the professional skills one had, and these are all there for the Aparavidya. Now, what does Guru do in the Aparavidya? What is the role of Guru in the role of Guru in Apara and Para, both I have to discuss. So what does Guru do? Guru imparts the knowledge. You don't know Upavedas? Okay, come to me. I will impart that knowledge. So Karna went to Parashurama. Because Parashurama was not just, a Brahmana, was not just a Kshatriya. It is Brahma and Kshatra together. Right? The Shastra and the Shastra together. That is what embodies Parashurama. And therefore, to learn that Shastra Vidya, Karna also went there. Dronacharya, Brahmana, but then he was the greatest of the Acharyas in Dhanurvidya. Right? And therefore, The Guru will give you the knowledge, hands-on knowledge. This is not just reading the theory, reading the book and deciphering the language and telling you the meaning of that. This is on-site knowledge. And therefore Dronacharya and Parashurama are important for us, and not just one who, will translate the Dhanurveda Samhita of Vasishtha, and the translator cannot be called a guru. He is a translator. One who is a guru gives you that knowledge with practical examples, with demonstration, right? Then he develops the discipline of skills, discipline and skills. Learning is a process. For that you need to have the Prajna Gunaha, or as the famous Subhashita says, what is that? Jnana Trishna, Guru Nishtha, Sadadhyayana Shilata, Ekagrata, Mahatvecha, Pancha Vidyarthinam Gunaha. Right? Remembered. Very good. So these are the gunas, the qualities. So how to inculcate and how to nourish these qualities, that also Guru takes care. And while doing this, he builds your moral understanding and ethical platform. No vidya will be safala if you are practicing it in a perverted manner. For example, when we see Kasab was here, he was a learned person, but all his intelligence was perverted. So they are called intellectual terrorists. So if your intelligence is driving you to something which is ignoble or not beneficial for the society, then you are ethically fail. Though you have gained the knowledge, you have failed on the ethical grounds, and therefore ethics, morality is more important. Interestingly, in the Western philosophy, when you have the like ontology, metaphysics, psychology and that, there is axiology. Axiology is a part of ethics, and that has two branches like ethics and aesthetics. In Indian philosophy, we do not have this. Why do we need it? Every branch of knowledge is grounded and founded on ethics and morality, right? And therefore we don't need it as separate branch. We don't need aesthetics as a separate branch. It is embedded. That's what I say. Even the regular sadhya in Kerala, I am staying in Kerala, the regular sadhya on banana leaf, that banana leaf represents your tongue. And therefore left में क्या डालना है, right में क्या डालना है, बीच में क्या डालना है, that all has the with the taste buds on your tongue, is it not? And how colorful it looks, how colorful the green leaf, उसपे white rice, even the Maharashtrian thali, that पिवळं धम्मक वरण, तुपाची धार, ha, तोंडाला पाणी सुट्टा. So aesthetics is there in everything we do. So this morality and the ethical grounds, that is there. He encourages inquiry. Recently, I have been reading a post on Facebook. I can name the person, Devdatta Patnaik. Have you read it? Anti-Brahmins, one thing. And another thing is, he says there, I don't want to argue because, by arguing, he was our student of Mumbai University for mythology course. He was our student. But now he says that in India, we do not have, inquiry or questioning nature. And the teacher, dictates, he's a dictator, and the students have to follow. How wrong it is. In fact, we have tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Pariprashna is a part and parcel of our learning process. And nowhere in Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna imposes his views, yathechasi tatha kuru. And Arjuna asked so many questions. How can you say that questioning is not in the vein of India? It's not, it's so wrong. It's so,
poverty.
yeah.
His poverty, he's showing his poverty.
Poverty. He hasn't read anything. Ignorance. So he needs a guru. So reasoning and inquiry, he encourages the student to inquire. Okay? Then he makes the disciple self-reliant. After inquiry, you should be happy with the answers if you are not happy. And that's why, when Brahadaranyaka it is said, Atma avare drashtavyaha, shrotavyaha, mantavyaha, nididhyasitavyaha. It is not just shrotavya. You just don't listen to your guru, you think upon it. You reflect. Manana. Shravana, then manana, then nididhyasana on that. Without inquiry, without this spirit of being skeptical about anything, how can you do all these things? And then, evameva idam. You know what Guru said? Evameva idam. You confirm it to your mind, and then that knowledge gets imprinted, not till then. So, that self-reliance is there. So Guru is here instructor, he is a mentor, he shapes the intellect and the character of the disciple. Not only intellect, but the character of the disciple. And without Guru, this Aparavidya is incomplete, as without Google now. Writing assignments is not possible for students. And that's why I say Google Guru, I call Google Swamiji. So he is Google Swami. And in Guru, Guru is like Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara. It is also Trigunatmaka, like Datta, right? So he is Brahma, he creates Jnana. Guru is Brahma, he creates Jnana. He is Vishnu, he preserves it. And he is Shiva, he destroys the Ajnana, ignorance. So that is for the Aparavidya. And now for the Paravidya, Yayata Daksharam Adhigamyate, by which that akshara, that imperishable principle you can understand, that is known as Paravidya. So by reading Rigveda you cannot understand the Parabrahma. By reading the Upavedas or the Puranas or the Shastras, you cannot understand that. Then what is this? That is the knowledge of oneness which comes to us through the Vedanta. The Vedanta, the Upanishads, right? When we talk about the Veda, it is basically, Mantra Brahmana Yoho Vedanamadheyam. It is said, Mantra Brahmana Yoho Vedanamadheyam. And therefore, Mantra and Brahmana, that is Samhita, and the Brahmana, they together have that ritualistic aspect, and the Aranyaka and the Upanishads together, they culminate into Jnana Kanda, which lead you to the Paravidya. So that is the Paravidya, and therefore we have that distinction of Jnana Kanda. Aranyaka is also called Upasana Kanda, and then comes the Upanishad, which is the Parama Vedanta. It is Vedanta because it is the Anta. In the chronological order, people used to tell me when I was too immature. Now also I am immature at times, but then when you are just learning, Vedanta is that which comes at the end of the Vedic literature. Is there a chronology? That this is the Samhita, then comes the Brahmana, then comes the Aranyaka, then comes the Upanishad. So that was like the first impression, but it is the Anta, the Charama, the last portion. Beyond that, there is nothing more which you want to learn. That is the Anta, that is the Vedanta, right? And therefore, this is that Yayata Daksharam Adhigamyate, and this Nayamatma Pravachanena Labhyaha Na Medhaya Na Bahuna Shrutena. Now this Brahmadhyana, that Aksharadhyana is Brahmadhyana or Atmadhyana, that is called Paravidya. Do you understand that by Pravachana, by discourses? Nayamatma Pravachanena Labhyaha Na Medhaya. You are very intelligent, and therefore you can understand, you can grasp it because you are too intelligent. Not possible. Na bahudha shrutena. You learned so many discourses, you have learned the webinars on Nirukta and the Vedic Suktas, and therefore you can know the Atma Jnana, you can have Atma Jnana, na bahudha shrutena, and therefore yame vaishya vrunute tena labhyaha tasya atma vivrunute tanum swam. What a beautiful quotation. You have to be picked and chosen by him, H capital, that you are worthy. You are worthy of that knowledge. He picks you. He sends you the proper guru, to the proper guru. When the time came, Shankaracharya, Adi Shankaracharya Jagadguru, was craving for sannyasa. His mother was not allowing him to take sannyasa. He tried so hard, but then his mother said, I am getting old, there is none else but you to look after me, how can I permit you? And without mother's permission, one cannot take sannyasa even today. So he was bound at home, but he was restless. He was restless. The recent book on Shankara Charita by Nochur Venkataraman, Atmatirtha, he has written now. This may be a fabrication of the restlessness of Shankara, but then there is a story form given to that. It says that, once there came a caravan, pilgrims, from north, and they were heading to Padmanabha Swami, to Thiruvananthapuram. They halted at Kaladi, near Purna, Periyar, Purna river. Shankara had gone for his afternoon ablutions and all. He came and he saw there are so many people there, and his mother is busy serving and, cooking for them. He also was helping his mother. He also came and helped his mother. And then there was an old person standing under a tree, and he said to Shankara, what are you doing here? Your guru is waiting there. This gives us goosebumps. When the right time comes, the guru calls you. The right time has to come, and then the guru himself calls you. Until then, you are restless. So that restlessness can go away. Yamei vaishya vrunute tena labhyaha. So you have to be chosen. Priyatamo evahi varaniyaha. And Ramanujacharya has made a very wonderful use of this in his Shri Bhashya. Priyatama evahi varaniyaha. If you are dear to me, I will choose you. And to be dear to Vishnu, what you have to do? Do his pujana, archana, kirtana, navavidha bhakti, whatever. You try to please him. He gets pleased. Then you are in his good books forever. Then he will choose you. Once he chooses you, then there is a red carpet for you. No thorny bed. Red carpet for you. Flowery bed for you. Right? So, yamai vaishya vrunute tena labhyaha tasya atma vivrunute tanum swam. And the Atma himself, the highest, the Akshara Brahma, will manifest itself before that sadhaka who has attained that position of culmination of his sadhana. Then only it is ripened, His tapas has to ripen. When he is ready to receive, then the Brahmajnana comes to him. So this is mostly by the Atma Sakshatkara. There are no words which can explain such type of anubhuti. One has to experience it. Nowadays in psychology and all, much emphasis is laid on experiential knowledge. What is this now? Paravidya is experiential knowledge. This is not the mundane knowledge. This is not the empirical knowledge. We used to call it transcendental, but then that becomes a very difficult word. In today's scenario, today's worldview, it is experiential knowledge. And that is possible by Paravidya. So that is the highest. And that leads you to moksha. Now what is moksha? Again, Shankaracharya in Tattva Samanvayat Bhashya Chaturtha Sutra Bhashya, he writes, the moksha could be of 4 types, okay? I mean, not moksha could be of 4 types. Anything, acquisition of anything could be by 4 methods. One is, it is utpadya. Like a ghata is made, a kumbhakara, a potter, brings the mud, usko ronta hai, and then माटी कहे कुम्हार से तू क्या रोंदे मोए एक दिन ऐसा आएगा मैं रोंदूंगी तो है, right? So he does all that, gives shape, so that becomes utpadya. Is moksha something like ghatapatadivat utpadya vastu? No. So moksha is not utpadya. The second alternative, see, it is not that anywhere our acharyas impose what they want on us. They give options and they do the khandana mandana both. Okay, this is the option. Do you agree that moksha can be created? You get some raw material, this, in equal proportion you add and there is moksha. You can't make that, okay? Okay. Then yatha dugdham dadibhavena parinamate. Parinamavada. Is moksha a result of something? Something else culminates into moksha? No. So that is also not possible. Then samskarya. Is it samskarya? Now there, Acharya gives very nice definition. What is samskara? Samskaro hi nama gunadhanena va syad doshaapanayanena va. Samskara can happen by adding certain gunas, qualities, virtues, or by removing the bad things from you, the doshas from you. For example, when we cook rice, we first wash the rice grains so that, something, the husk, this, that, kita, anything, that is washed away. That is doshapanayana. What is gunadhana? You add a pinch of salt, a spoon of ghee, and a spoon of jeera. It becomes so sugandhita. Value addition we call it nowadays. Gunadhanena vasya. Is moksha a concept which is samskarya like this? What can you add to moksha? So gunadhana is not possible. As you know, Ramanujacharya very nicely defines what is Brahman. He says, nirasta nikhila doshaha anavadhika atishaya asankheya kalyana gunaganaha purushottamaha abhidhiyate brahma shabdena. Brahma shabdena nirasta nikhila doshaha anavadhika atishaya asankheya kalyana gunaganaha purushottamaha. So there is anavadhika, boundless, atishaya, every quality is of high altitude, high aptitude. You can't, I speak truth, but sometimes I don't speak truth. In Brahman, so that is, you can add to that, atishaya. But in Brahman, all the qualities, Gunopasamhara, if you read from Madhva Bhashya and Ramanuja Shri Bhashya, it is amazing. So atishaya, anavadhika, atishaya, and asankhya, can you count 1, 2, 300? How many qualities, how many gunas? So how can you add more to that? So it is not gunadhana. And doshapanayana, is it possible? Nirdosham hi samam brahma iti uchyate. Nirdosham hi samam brahma. So how can you remove any doshas? So it is not samskarya. Now the fourth alternative is apya or gantavya. Like for me, from Borivali to Gamdevi, Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan was a Gantavya Sthana for me. I started 2 hours before at 12 o'clock. Is moksha sthanaka, a Gantavya Sthana, that you take a train or a flight or a cab and go there and reach? It is not apya also. So what is moksha? You cannot explain in the empirical terms what moksha is, right? And therefore, this paravidya which is there, it leads you to moksha, means you become mukta the moment you listen to this knowledge. Now this is the concept going very near to the Jivan Mukta Sankalpana, which is described in a very nice tone in Sitaprajna Lakshana in the Bhagavad Gita, right? But then you cannot achieve it, you cannot get it. The moment you feel that I have realized Tadahareva pravrajet, right? So the same day you become a sannyasi. The moment you understand, the moment you realize the tattva, the same moment you are mukta. And then the body and the other things, they are there. The prarabdha karma has started, and that will go on and on. Like the fan, you switch on the fan will move on. The moment you switch it off, does it stop? It will go on till the momentum subsides. The momentum given to it gets over. Till then, it will move on, right? So, our life is the prarabdha karma. It has, the ball is set into motion. That motion will continue. But then how should be our behavior? And for that, the Chandogya gives a very nice drishtanta that yatha ahi nirvayani tatra pratyastha shete. The snakes, they cast off their skins. It is molting of the skin. Kat takane. Sapachi kat taktat na. Now in the biller, in that hole where the snake is staying, there lies that cast off skin. That was still yesterday his body. Does the snake have any mamatva for that cast off body? So the real mukta is, he looks at his own body and the other things because he has got that vairagya. And it is not the smashana vairagya, it is the permanent vairagya. Because after going to smashana, everybody says, oh, life is so fickle, what to do, this, that. But the moment you come back next day, oh, I have to submit this because for my promotion this is required. You are back to the mundane world, right? So this is the real vairagya. Then yatha ahi nirvayani pratyastha shete. So that is the moksha avastha. And in achieving all that, what is the role of Guru? In having the paravidya side by side with you. For that, he has to remove the avidya. He has to remove the avidya means Rigvedadayaha granthapi yatha shastra yonitvat. He said that shastras help you to take you to certain destination. Now, for example, Shankaracharya gives so nice examples. Suppose you are going to Kashi for study. Kashi, how would you go? Shakatena va, bhashya. Shakatena va gachet, rathena va gachet, padbhyam va gachet. Okay? You will go in a cart or a ratha, chariot or padbhyam, walking. Or you go on horseback. If you are rich enough, you go on horseback. Nowadays, you can take a train, you can take direct flight to Varanasi. Okay? You can go there. Now, taking a flight to Varanasi helps you to reach Varanasi. What is its role in achieving jnana? Where is the jnana? So the horse helped me to get jnana. Can you say that? Right? So yajnena danena tapasa anashakena brahmana vividishanti. The brahmanas vividishanti, they desire to know by yajna, by dana, by tapa. But the real knowledge comes not through this, but self-realization. And for that, this is all apara that has to be reached to you. And that Guru does by removing the jnana, the vidya and the apara vidya. And there is no theory that, I read it in some granthas and therefore I am telling you, I am transferring or transmitting the knowledge. No, it is direct experience. It is the Acharya, the Guru is a living example of a Jivan Mukta. Then only he can make his Shishya Jivan Mukta. He is a living example. So by guidance, by direct guidance, he is a living example for that. And that's why we have Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya. So he is not an instructor. In Aparavidya, Guru is instructor. In Paravidya, he is awakener. He wakes you up. You are in deep slumber, sometimes hibernation, like the frogs, 8 months, 9 months under the soil. But then that has to go and you have to be awake, uttishtata, jagrata, prapya varahan nibodhata. But then that is not so easy, kshurasya dhara, nishita guhayam, right? And then, therefore, he has to be an awakener, spiritual awakener. So this is for Paravidya, the role of Guru. But whether you call it Aparavidya or Paravidya, Guru is the setu. Guru is the bridge. Guru is the bridge between Ajnana and Jnana for Aparavidya, and he is the bridge for Jnana and Moksha in Paravidya. I think I have stated whatever I wanted to. Thank you so much. Hari Om.
Thanks a lot, madam, for making such a challenging topic so palatable to the audience. While suggesting this topic, we were confident that madam would make it definitely palatable, so we did not have any hesitation to give a topic of which would be in accordance with her scholarship. And as we expected, madam had kept the talk engaging and palatable to all. Before we request Dr. Jani to address, I request Shri Paresh Deshpande ji to speak a few words about Shri A.G. Deshpande ji and his other works.
I'll speak in Marathi. Yes, please. आदरणीय उपस्थित मान्यवर, विद्वान गुरुजन आणि साहित्यप्रेमी बांधव भगिनींनो, आजचा हा सोहळा आमच्यासाठी अत्यंत भावनिक आणि अभिमानाचा क्षण आहे. माझे वडील स्वर्गीय श्री अनंतगोपाळ देशपांडे यांनी रचलेल्या या महान संस्कृत महाकाव्याच्या प्रकाशन प्रसंगी त्यांच्या स्मृतींना वंदन करण्याची संधी मला मिळत आहे. हे माझ्यासाठी भाग्याची गोष्ट आहे. वडिलांचे आयुष्य हे प्रतिभा, संघर्ष आणि आध्यात्मिक उन्नती यांचे अद्वितीय मिश्रण होते. त्यांच्या जीवनात एक विलक्षण गोष्ट वारंवार दिसून येत होती आणि ती म्हणजे ते प्रत्येक वेळी शैक्षणिक यशाच्या शिखरावर पोहोचले की नियतीने त्यांना पुन्हा एका नव्या संकटासमोर उभे केले. अवघ्या 18व्या वर्षी त्यांनी आपल्या कुटुंबाची जबाबदारी स्वीकारली आणि नोकरीस सुरुवात केली. तरीही त्यांनी शिक्षणाची वाट सोडली नाही. मॅट्रिकमध्ये उल्लेखनीय यश, पुढे BA, LLBमध्ये सुद्धा आणि अगदी IAS परीक्षेत सुद्धा त्यांनी उच्च गुणांनी यश मिळवले. ही त्यांची बौद्धिक क्षमता दर्शवणारी मैलाचे दगड होते. मुलाखतीत त्यांना नाकारण्यात आले, ती गोष्ट वेगळी आहे. अशा अनेक वेळा त्यांनी जीवनाशी 2 हात केले, उभे राहिले, लढले, पुन्हा पडले आणि पुन्हा उभे राहिले. अखेर त्यांनी नियतीशी संघर्ष न करता अध्यात्माच्या आश्रयाला जाऊन अंतर्मनातील शांतता शोधली. त्याचवेळी त्यांनी आपल्या दुसऱ्या महान प्रेमाला, संस्कृत साहित्याला पूर्णपणे वाहून घेतले. सेवानिवृत्तीपर्यंत त्यांनी अनेक संस्कृत आणि मराठी साहित्यकृती, कविता आणि लेखन केले. निवृत्तीनंतरसुद्धा साधारण 2002-2003च्या सुमारास त्यांनी या महाकाव्याच्या लेखनास प्रारंभ केला. त्या दिवसापासून पुढील अनेक वर्षे दररोज तासनतास ते या दिव्य काव्य निर्मितीत पूर्णपणे तल्लीन होत. त्यांच्या दृष्टीने हे केवळ साहित्य नव्हते, ही त्यांची साधना होती, त्यांची उपासना होती. या ठिकाणी मी विशेषतः माझ्या आईचा उल्लेख करू इच्छितो. तिच्या निस्वार्थ साथ, संयम आणि समर्पणाशिवाय हे कार्य कधीच पूर्णत्वास गेले नसते. तिने शांतपणे कोणतीही अपेक्षा न ठेवता आयुष्यभर त्यांना पाठिंबा दिला. हे महाकाव्य म्हणजे तिच्या त्यागाचेही साक्षीदार आहे. तसेच या ग्रंथाच्या प्रकाशनासाठी अथक परिश्रम घेणाऱ्या डॉक्टर उपाध्याय, डॉक्टर जानी सर, डॉक्टर नारायणन सर यांचे मी मनपूर्वक आभार मानतो. त्यांच्या विद्वत्तापूर्ण मार्गदर्शनामुळे आणि चिकाटीमुळे हा ग्रंथ आज आपल्या हातात आहे. थँक्यू. आज माझे वडील आपल्यासोबत नसले तरी त्यांचे शब्द, त्यांची साधना आणि त्यांचे संस्कृत प्रेम या महाकाव्यातून सदैव जिवंत राहील. ही केवळ पुस्तक प्रकाशनाची घटना नाही, ही एका जिद्दी जीवनाची, एका शांत साधकाची आणि एका खऱ्या कवीची अमर कथा आहे. आपण आधीच तुम्ही सांगितलं ॲक्च्युली, पण आजच्या या अत्यंत भावनिक आणि महत्त्वपूर्ण प्रसंगी आमच्या कुटुंबातील सर्व सदस्य प्रत्यक्ष उपस्थित राहू शकले नाहीत, याची थोडी खंत आहे. माझे मोठे भाऊ डॉक्टर मुकुंद आनंद देशपांडे, माझी मोठी बहीण ॲडव्होकेट वंदना विलास वैद्य काही अपरिहार्य कारणामुळे येथे उपस्थित राहू शकले नाहीत. मात्र आमच्या कुटुंबाचे प्रतिनिधित्व करण्यासाठी आज येथे मंचावर माझ्या भावाचा सुपुत्र शौनकराज देशपांडे, माझ्या बहिणीचे यजमान श्री विलास वैद्य उपस्थित आहेत. मी आज व्यक्त करत असलेली ही श्रद्धांजली आमच्या संपूर्ण कुटुंबाच्या वतीने आहे. थँक्यू, धन्यवाद. आणि तुमचे पण आभार मॅडम गौरी. थँक्यू सो मच.
Madam, we are very, very happy that the role model before a boy of 18 when he joined Post and Telegraph Department, head of Garba Srimant family. They were the owner of lands, property. I am talking about Anant Gopal Rao Deshpande. They were like kings of regions, and his grandfather gave away the property to his brother, and he himself chose the way to struggle. Somewhere he has written, मला कळत आहे की काहीतरी शाप आहे कुटुंबावरी, पण त्याचा तो कधी येईल. I will confront upon it. And there came Goda Lahari. His disease disappeared with the great urging Upasana. And for me, it is a miracle journey for myself also. Because Kulpati Munshi ji founded the Bharati Vidya Bhavan. All gurus from both the lines, the college and Pathshala, showered their mercy upon me, and I can vouchsafe that everything reaches you when he himself decides so. I have not tried hard in any of mission of my life. Everything has been offered to a disabled child, totally ignorant child. I am the witness to the grace of the Lord that He is taking care that we are living in the age in which teachers like Mahaulikarji, teachers like Mahama Upadhyay Dave, teachers like Ramarup Mishra ji, teachers like Professor Upadhyay, teachers like Ramashankar Tripathi, and my parents and my family members. I am just attesting an experience which is running throughout as the soul in the Guru Charitamritam. I have written in the preliminary pages. Whatever he felt, the author, the poet of highest acclaimed, he profusely expressed his gratitude continuously every after 3 lines. This is nothing but the grace of my maternal uncle. This is nothing but the grace of my uncle. This is nothing but the grace of my paternal uncle. This is nothing but the grace of my teachers at primary school. This is nothing but the heads of the department Sanskrit at the Nagpur University who brought me. This is the secret of his charma, that is Anta, essence. Like Siddhanta, Radhanta, same is the Vedanta. And he lived it like Nisargadatta Maharaj selling bidis and cigarettes. He said, it is here, now I am. I am very happy. I have come here just to express my thankfulness and my experience. Actually, the whole project has appeared just for one person, that is myself. It has changed me, my outlook towards everything. I am blessed that Bharati Vidya Bhavan so kindly offered this work to me, and with God's and Guru's grace, I could cross it over with their help and their support. I congratulate the man who could retain the patience for more than 12 years like a tapasya for seeing the work, seeing the daylight. I am very happy. The Parikh brothers, the printers, and my colleagues, Dr. Hitesh Trivedi, who typeset again for my satisfaction the entire epic for my sake. Dr. Trivedi, I shall never forget. Dr. Srimati Prachi Moge underwent every stanza of the epic. Then came Dr. Iyer, Sri Rama. I am blessed, and this is the testimony how bliss rushes unto you when you are becoming the vessel of His mercy. I am expressing my joy, happiness in being an Antevasi of Professor Upadhyay ji. This is the fulfillment of my life. I thank Bharati Vidya Bhavan. I thank Kulapati Munshi ji. I thank all my teachers. And I thank all my colleagues with whom I have discussed so many points. Elder in age, I have also scolded some of them, but I love them because they are also in the same line, the mercy of Guru. Thank you very much. Now I very heartily invite my colleague, Dr. Trivedi, to present the vote of thanks. This was my humble submission on my side. Thank you very much, madam. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, everyone. On behalf of Bharati Vidya Bhavan, I would like to extend our deepest gratitude to Professor Gauri Mahulikar, all the dignitaries on and off the stage, and every single of you in the audience for gracing us with your presence and making this event a grand success. I would like to express our thankfulness to Shri Dasturji, Honorarium Director, Bharati Vidya Bhavan, Shri Jagdish Lakhani ji, Executive Secretary, Bharati Vidya Bhavan, and all officers and staff members of Bhavan for the success organization of this program. I thank the staff member of the Bhavan Kala Kendra for this arrangement. Now I request, please join us for light refreshment. Thank you so much. Dhanyavadaha. Pranamami. Namaskaram.